This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So hi guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. So I'm going to cover one very important topic here, that three things. What is the difference between implicitly weight and explicitly weight? What exactly the mechanism of implicitly weight and explicitly weight internal? And what if we mix both the weights together, what will happen? So a lot of confusion is going on, and as per my knowledge, I haven't seen anyone who is giving the right answer. In fact, I have checked different knowledge in my group as well, in my in our Telegram group as well. Most of the people are giving not fully correct answer. So I tried my best to understand these two weights, and I'm gonna share my knowledge with you guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section and let me know if you are having any other concept about it or not. So three things I'm going to cover. First is that what is implicitly weight, what is explicitly weight. Second thing is internal mechanism, and the third thing is what if we mix together, what will happen, right? So guys, first you need to understand that. First, let's see quickly. We will see what is implicitly weight, right? So simply write implicitly weight. So implicitly weight, what exactly it will do, right? That it's a global weight. So always remember that it is a global weight which is immediately declared after your WebDriver initialization. And what is the syntax? We all know that, okay, that is the syntax is, I have written the syntax. Let me just copy paste from Eclipse. So yeah, this is the implicitly weight syntax, right? So this is the global weight and this is the syntax of this particular. Why global weight? Because immediately it will be applied on driver, and you can say that, okay, yes, 10 second or 20 seconds or whatever the seconds you can apply, and it will be applied on all the elements. So it will be applied whenever you are doing any, okay, any find element and find elements. So always remember that implicitly will be applied, implicitly weight will be applied whenever you are using find element or elements both. Okay. So in the next line, let's say you're using driver.findElement, by.id, and by.xpath. Automatically, this implicitly wait will be applied. Implicitly wait applied on 10 seconds means, generally some people say that, okay, it's a static wait. But in my language, I would say it's a dynamic wait. Why dynamic wait? Let's say element is found within 2 seconds. So rest of the 8 seconds will be ignored. But let's say element is not found within 10 seconds, right? So immediately after that, it will give you timeout exception. So if element is found, it means if the element is, let's say, uh, let's quickly write some pseudocode like this. If element is found is true, okay, then successful. If element is not found, it means it is a false. Then it will give you what? It will give you element not found exception. Okay? Element not found exception. So this is the basic definition of implicitly weight. But how exactly it works is very important to know. So we all know about all these things, but how exactly internally it works. So if you remember that according to Selenium WebDriver architecture, this is your code, right? This is your right. You're writing your script over here. Somewhere you are creating one WebDriver server over here internally. You know, session ID will be created, and then okay, some JSON wire protocol will be executed, and then right through you have to pass your session IDs and .get method, and then everything you have to do. And then once you do driver.quit, automatically session will be closed with the server. So this is your remote server will be created when you write WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver, something like this. And one more thing, this is your browser, right? Let's say this is your Chrome browser, this is your Safari browser, this is your Geeko driver with the help of Firefox. This is your Firefox, let's see Chrome, Safari, and all these things. Internet Explorer driver also you are using. Let's see 3, 4 browsers you are using. What will happen that, okay, this is your code. Your code will send this request to the server, and on these, okay, servers we have these driver executables are available. have Geeko driver, we have Internet Explorer driver, we have Safari driver, exe file, Chrome driver, exe files are available. And with the help of this, the respective command or action will be performed on these applications on the specific browser, let's say Amazon.com or Fire, okay, or Flipkart.com or whatever, running on this Firefox. So with the help of this Geeko driver, it will be executed on this. With the help of this Chrome driver, it will be executed on the Chrome browser for the specific application. With the help of this Internet Explorer driver, it will be executed on Internet Explorer driver. So we have to download these executable files, and then we have to. So these executable files are given by Google, Apple, and Mozilla and Microsoft. So it's not Selenium responsibility. These exe file or executable files will be given by the different browser vendors. Right. So this is a basic architecture. So always if you see the internal definition or internal implementation of implicitly wait. Implicitly wait is always executed over here at this layer. Okay, it means implicitly wait will be executed on the remote side. Remote side means remote side of the WebDriver system. So this is, let's say this is a complete WebDriver system. Right? This is a complete WebDriver, I would say architecture of WebDriver system. In this particular WebDriver system, this is called the remote side. Remote side means on the browser side, on the app side. So on the app side, this implicitly wait will be executed, and it will be defined on the basis of what exactly the implementation of Chrome driver, how exactly they have implemented Geeko driver, how exactly they have implemented Internet Explorer driver. So behavior will be changed accordingly. Tomorrow, let's say you're using tomorrow, let's say today you are using 2.31 of Chrome driver or whatever, or Chrome driver needs. The moment you switch to 2.32 tomorrow, the behavior of the implicitly wait will be changed. Okay, remember this thing. So always remember implicitly wait. It is always implemented on the remote side. Remote side means these sites, your executable side. It means they are cooked, they are baked at iDriver server exe file, Chrome driver exe file, or your Geeko driver exe file. Okay, or maybe you're using some any Firefox extension or Safari extension. Okay, so on the browser side, on the executable side, on the remote side, this implicitly wait will be actually okay implemented and executed over here, not at the code level. Code level means you're just writing the code over here, but it will be executed over here. So that's why this is a very unpredictable behavior. So today you are using 2.31, tomorrow you are using 2.40. So the behavior will be changed accordingly, right? So this is your WebDriver server. If you are using, let's see, Selenium Grid also, and now tomorrow if you are using Selenium Grid, so here this is your Selenium Grid machine. Now the execution is happening through Selenium Grid. So execution will come over here on Selenium Grid, and then with the help of these Chrome driver exe and on these Firefox exe or Geeko driver exe, execution will happen through Selenium Grid. So it will take more time, right? So it there and maybe there is a other network issues over there, or maybe this is deployed on some other Jenkins machine or Docker or something like this. So it will take more time, right? So that's why implicitly wait. Just remember one thing, that it will be executed on the remote side, right? So how exactly it will be executed? So first, let's say this is your local code. So I'll write something like this. This is your local code. After your local code, whatever the language binding you are using, right? So I would say, let's say you are using language binding in Java or whatever, right? After that code language binding, before that it will be executed on your remote server, whatever the remote server that you are using, and then from that particular remote server to your respective executable files, okay, your executable drivers. So the code is written over here, the same line of code, driver.manage.timeout.implicitly wait is written over here. It will be traversed from remote web driver to the language binding, and on executable driver it will be executed, right? So this is the internal mechanism of your implicitly wait, right? Now, what we have to do that, how exactly explicitly it work? So explicitly work, same, what is the syntax of explicitly wait? So we have to use the driver wait. We don't have any as such, right? So let's see, this is your example of explicitly wait. So let me just copy paste this. Right, so this is a syntax of explicitly wait. This line of code available in the form of WebDriver wait. So explicitly wait, there is no keyword actually. So explicitly wait will be executed, will be written over here. So it will be executed directly on your client machine, not on the remote machine. It will be part of your coding, and then it will be executed on the at the local machine side, whatever where exactly your code is available. Okay, at the Selenium side, not at the executable, not at the remote side. Right? So this is the basic difference between this. So this is the internal architecture of implicitly wait, and this is the internal architecture of WebDriver wait. Means explicitly wait will be executed at the code side. Or you can say, okay, it's the same we are writing over here as well, but ultimately it will be executed on the driver executable side. But it does not bother, this explicitly wait does not bother which version of driver you're using. Either you're using 2.3 or 2.4 or 2.5 or whatever, it does not bother. Right? It doesn't matter over there. But in case of implicitly wait, it matters because the implementation is defined by driver executables. Because what exactly actually I found, maybe I can show something, but I couldn't find the actual code. I forgot to note it down, but a few days back, actually, I was looking into their implicitly wait and explicitly wait implementation. What exactly they do that in implicitly wait? What exactly they do? Uh, they call one method. Okay, I'll write this method just for your knowledge point of view. They call one method. That method name is called uh, driver dot execute method. And inside this driver or execute method, they will pass this implicitly wait parameter over there. Something like this. Internally, they are calling it this, or implicitly wait. What exactly this execute method will do? This execute method will internally call one more method that is called. Remember this thing just for your knowledge point of view. Nobody will ask at a time of interview. That is called remote connection. So, remote connection dot execute method will be called internal. Okay, from here. So this remote connection means the remote site, whatever your driver executable sites are available. So that is the internal implementation of your implicitly wait. Internally, it will call. Okay. So if you have some time, maybe you can see the implementation of implicitly wait internally. And if you see that driver.execute, it will pass one parameter that is implicitly wait, and it will be executed on your remote site. So that's why it will be executed on your driver executable site. But if you see the internal architecture or internal implementation of a driver wait or your explicitly wait, what exactly it does, it is executing at the so okay, it is executing at the local site. So in other language, I would say it's the local site. So I don't remember the exact implementation code, but just remember it will be executed at the local site. Okay, inside the code actually it will be executed. Okay, so this is the main basic difference between these two things. So if I ask you that what is the actual difference? So actual difference, let's see. I'll show you. Let's write some basic differences here. It might help you. So this is your explicitly wait, and let's see, this is your implicitly wait, right? So in explicitly wait, first point we have to write that it is very well documented and defined, properly defined behavior. Why I would say properly defined behavior? Because we know that okay how exactly it is implementing over here. Okay, so just a minute. Well documented and properly well defined behavior. Because we know that okay it will be executed. We have the control. Selenium having the control because they have implemented over here. Okay, Okay, it is defined behavior at this level, at the code level. We are not dependent on, explicitly weight is not dependent on what exactly the driver executed will do, right? And other things, if you talk about, okay, implicitly weight, it runs in the local part of the Selenium, right? So you say, see guys, these are very important notes. Runs at local part of the Selenium code. Okay, whatever the code you are using over there, actually in your language, programming language code will be executed over there. Okay, so let's say this is the second thing, right? Third thing is that you can customize it. Okay, you can customize it, right? So it's not your global way that, okay, that every time you have to use 10 seconds. Maybe let's see, you can use it for some element you can use it for 5 seconds, for some other elements you can use it for 10 seconds or 20 seconds. So you can customize it, okay, for the different elements. So that is the main difference. Second thing is that it provides some other, okay, things also on the basis of expected conditions, that it's not only for web elements, also for other options. Other option means, let's say you are waiting for some URL, you are waiting for some title, you are waiting for some other things. Okay? In that case also, you can use this particular. Okay, just write it properly. Okay, like this. Okay. Okay. Fine. What else? Apart from that, okay, it provides one more thing, that you can ignore, okay, the exceptions also. So that also utility is available over here, that you can ignore the exceptions, okay, like that. But if you talk about implicitly weight is always undocumented, because we are not aware about. In fact, in the Selenium doc also, it's totally undocumented. There is no much information about this thing, undocumented, and I would say another thing is undefined behavior. That is the important thing. Undefined behavior, right? Undefined behavior of this implicitly weight, because it's totally dependent on your Chrome executables, okay, your driver executables, and it executes where it runs on remote site of Selenium WebDriver. Remote site of means it will execute on your executable site, right? So it will be executed on your remote site. Apart from that, it only works. It only works for find element or find elements. Right? This is the biggest. So, sorry for typo, guys. I'm just quickly writing for you guys. It's only work for find element or find elements. It's only applicable for your web elements, right? And yeah, apart from that, you cannot customize. Okay, it cannot be customized. So let's see, for some, because it's a global weight, it cannot be customized. It will be applicable for all. So that's why we call it global weight. So this is a global weight. It cannot be customized. It will be applicable for all the elements, right? Apart from that, yeah. So these are the basic differences. And if you see that implicitly weight, the major difference is that implicitly weight will be executed on the remote site. Remote site means your executable site, your driver executable site, and explicitly weight, your the driver weight will be executed at the runs at the local site. Got it? So this is the basic difference, basic internal mechanism, and different basic points of implicitly weight and explicitly weight. Now the question here is that shall we mix them or not? So experts says that okay, we should never mix them. Okay, and if you are mixing them, what is the best approach to use it? So now the two topics we will think. We will talk, what if I mix implicitly weight and explicitly weight together? So guys, what will happen that you never know what exactly the, because for implicitly weight the behavior is totally undefined. So you never know how exactly it will work. Plus, what will happen? Let's see, implicitly weight is applied for all the elements, right? So on top of explicitly weight also, if you are mixing together with implicitly weight, first implicitly weight will be applied for the specific element because this is a global weight, and then your explicitly weight also will be applied. But because of implicitly weight is executed on the remote site, and it's totally undefined behavior, so it may give you unpredictable results. It may give you, it may badly impact your performance of the script. Okay, so you should never mix your implicitly weight and explicitly weight, because you never know that okay in the next executable or in the next driver how exactly it will behave. So that's a totally undefined behavior of the implicitly weight. So that's why you should never mix with, because their implementation is totally different, right? It is running, one guy is running on remote side, one guy is running on the local side. So you should never mix it together. It will give you some unpredictable behavior, as well as it will because what will happen tomorrow if, let's say, you have implemented, you have written some code and your test cases are working fine. Tomorrow your Chrome browser got updated, right? Let's say from 60 to 65 or 60 to 61. Accordingly, 2.31 today you are using, but again, Google guys, they say that okay, now you have to use. So let's see, today you are using Google Chrome. Let's say I'm using 2 point whatever, whatever version. Let's say 60, and then you are using Chrome driver 2.30. Randomly, I'm just writing. Right. So your work, okay. Your script is, let's say, fine. Tomorrow you say that okay, yes, you, this has been upgraded to 62, and now you have to use it 2.40. Chrome also, Google Chrome also, they are giving this new Chrome driver exe5. Now you have upgraded, and here you are using implicitly weight and explicitly weight together. But what will happen? First of all, the moment you upgrade from 2.30 to 2.40, the behavior is again totally undefined. You never know how exactly they have implemented. You never know how exactly implicitly weight will behave on 2.40. So ultimately, it will give you unpredictable results. It will give you undefined behavior, right? So you should never use your implicitly weight and explicitly weight together. So forget about implicitly weight. We should never use implicitly weight. Okay, in your framework or if you're writing any Selenium code, we should never use implicitly weight. Explicitly weight will do all the things what exactly implicitly weight is doing. Explicitly weight is dynamic in nature. This is the explicitly weight syntax. If the element is found, let's see within 2 seconds, rest of the 8 seconds will be ignored. If element is not found, it will give you a certain exception after timeout, right? And this is having a polling mechanism. Polling mechanism means in every 500 milliseconds, it will check inside the DOM element is there or not, element is there or not, on the basis of this expected condition. And there are so many expected conditions are there, that visibility of element, presence of element, for the titles, for the elements, for the URLs. Okay, so you can write all these things as well. You can customize also. Okay, on the basis of your different Ajax components are there, so you can easily customize. These things are very handy, things are available inside your explicitly weight or WebDriver. But these things are actually missing in implicitly weight, and we don't know what exactly the actual behavior it will, how exactly it will work on the new Chrome executable files or new Gecko driver file or new Safari extension or other Firefox extension or maybe iDriver exit file, right? So one thing, the worst approach is if you really want to use it. So what we have to do, you have to nullify your implicitly weight. Okay, guys. So how to nullify? So what do you mean by nullify? Nullify means first you, what you have to, let's see, I'm using my um, this is a driver you have defined, driver equal to new cron driver. And first you have, let's see, you have defined your implicitly weight, make it 0. And then you define your WebDriver wait, let's see, for 10 seconds. WebDriver wait means, here and talk, WebDriver wait means explicitly wait. And then again, if you want to use implicitly wait, let's see, 10. This should be the sequence, right? So whenever, let's see, you are writing one test case, so this is my @ test annotation or whatever, or any code you are writing. This is your test case. You are initializing your WebDriver. Always make implicitly wait equal to 0 before using your explicitly wait. So whenever you are using your explicitly wait, before that just nullify. This is called nullify. Okay, nullify of implicitly wait. So you have to nullify your implicitly wait. What do you nullify means? You make it equal to 0. That's it. It means now implicitly wait is gone. And then we are putting WebDriver wait. Right? And WebDriver wait is always specific to a specific element. So it will be applied on a specific element. Element is found. Now the next line again you can put implicitly wait equal to 10 seconds or whatever. So this implicitly wait equal to 10 will be now a global wait for all the elements. So this is the right approach if you really want to mix them together. But unnecessarily, tomorrow again, let's say you want to use some WebDriver wait. Right? If you want to use WebDriver wait, again, let's see, for one element is there and you are going to wait for 15 seconds for the specific, let's see, element number 2. Right? For this particular element number 2. But now again, what will happen? You have already applied implicitly wait equal to 10 seconds and again the driver wait equal to 15 seconds. So again, undefined behavior, it will impact your performance of the script. So what we have to do before using this, again somewhere you have to use implicitly wait equal to 0. You have to nullify it. Then only you guys you should use it. Otherwise you should not. Okay, so either you nullify or don't use it. So the best practice is never use implicitly wait with explicitly wait. Got it? So this is the very important information that I really wanted to convey you guys. I hope you understood. If I'm doing any mistake, please feel free to write in your comment section, in the video comment section. But according to me, this is the exact right answer, that why we should not mix these two weights together. What is the actual difference between implicitly weight and the explicitly weight that I have written over here, and how exactly internally it works. Why implicitly weight is global weight, why implicitly weight is dependent, it will be executed on the remote side, because according to their internal implementation, they call this driver.execute method, which is internally calling remote connection.execute. It means remotely it will be executed. Not assume tomorrow if you're using Selenium grid also. So it will be executed through Selenium grid, from Selenium grid to this guy. So unnecessary, it will take a lot of time if you're using implicitly weight. So for small application, for small code, it doesn't matter. But when you're designing a framework, when you have around 500, 100, 200 test cases, in that case, it will drastically it will impact your performance of the framework, performance of the script, right? So I really love this WebDriver weight. WebDriver weight means your explicitly weight. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today, guys. In this particular video, if you really like this video, if you understood implicitly weight, please say yes or no in the comment section. If you have any other approach in your mind or any other concept in your mind, please write it down over there. And if you are explaining like this at the time of interview, I'm giving you guarantee that no one can reject you. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for watching this video. Please share this video with others and please subscribe to the channel. We are very close to 50,000 subscribers. Okay, thank you so much, guys.